Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Cock Council. How are we all? Hopefully, all of you are having a fantastic evening, wherever you are around the world. It has been a while. I do apologise for that. We did have a week off as well, so hopefully everyone is good. Hopefully everyone is having a good night as well, especially after Liverpool have just beaten West Ham by 5-1 in what was, in the end, a very convincing win. Let's put that straight there. But of course, it did have its moments throughout the game. I'm not going to lie about that. I'm not going to turn around and say Liverpool, completely skived off, and Liverpool didn't completely, have a meltdown during some parts of the game. But look, we got the job done. And of course, now we're in the next round, of course, of the Carabao Cup, obviously the last 16. And of course, we already know who Liverpool are going to be playing. Of course, we know it's going to be Brighton that is next for Liverpool. It is away to Brighton as well. I think Manchester City have got Spurs. I think that's one of the, obviously, I think that's the best game in terms of the quality of teams playing each other. I think Newcastle as well could potentially get Chelsea in the next round as well. So again, Liverpool kind of got a decent draw, but again, Brighton away is going to be a very difficult opponent. Of course, obviously, we've played Brighton. I think the last time we played them in a cup, I think, was back in the FA Cup when we lost, obviously, but back, I think, like, was it 2 seasons ago as well. But again, let me know all of you are as well in the chat as well. Let me know your guys' thoughts on the game, of course. Obviously getting Brighton as well in the next round. It'll be about a 15-20 minute show anyway, guys. But again, let me know all of you are, because for me, look, I've got these two by Cody Gakpo getting a double, and of course Diogo Jota, and pretty much there's a conversation that needs to be asked, I think, for the weekend, especially on the left hand side, of who does Arnie Slot go for on the left hand side? Does he go for Luis Diaz, or does he go with Cody Gakpo? Because at the minute, both of them are firing at the minute, and I think, look, it's a real headache, I think, for Arne Slot on who he goes for, who he thinks it's probably the starter. I think it's a real interesting conversation, and I think obviously a lot of people have different opinions and different views on it as well. So let me know your guys' thoughts in the comments anyway. But big up to Doug as well. Hope you're doing well. As well, if anyone's just popping in as well, hopefully doing well. But it's deja vu, lad. Yes, it is again. Obviously beating West Ham 5-1. Again, I think it's a tradition now. I think in competition is to beat West Ham as well, which look very much West Ham did decent. I'm not going to sit here and go, oh, Liverpool completely battered West Ham. We did at times, but it wasn't like if we completely run the game from the first minute to the 90 minutes. Liverpool very much, again, it was a back and forth game until that third goal finally went in. But I think, look, Liverpool, especially for the rotation, it's the first game that we've seen a proper rotation from Arne Slot, and look, he's come out there with flying colours as well. But I do think it's very interesting as well. But yeah, Alvarez did deserve to be sent off. Yeah, the Mo Salah tackle could have been a nasty one as well. So yeah, deserved double yellow. We have a left wing conundrum. Yep, absolutely agree, Cal. Hope you're doing well as well, mate. As well, if anyone's just popping in, like I said, apologies, we haven't been live in a week as well. I had decided to have a week off again, but we haven't really had a week off. But yeah, just away from YouTube, away from social media, and yeah, we're back now anyway, so shows will be regular anyway, and hopefully everyone's good, hopefully everyone's well as well, mate, because I think, look, obviously Liverpool winning games, obviously Wolves on the weekend as well. I think it is obviously a fun time at the minute, but of course we have got an international break, I think, coming up in a couple of weeks anyway. But big up Bob as well, hope you're doing well. Chat as well, let me know man of the matches as well, because I know there'll be different opinions on it as well. I know that, again, people may have Gakpo, some people may have Diogo Jota, or some people may have other players in there as well. But big up Bob, hope you're doing well. But look, I think the overall game, of course, obviously Diogo Jota getting 2 goals, and I think it very much underlined that he will be the starter, I think, for Arne Slot once again. And obviously Darwin Núñez obviously playing tonight. with him, and obviously I know people were a bit confused on who's going to be the striker. It was kind of a 4-4-2 to begin with, but I think look, it's a great feeling the fact we've got all our strikers, all our forwards, I should say, scoring and firing, because I think look, that Forest game in particular was a massively frustrating game, but you look at all the quality we do have. Again, we've got one world-class forwards and the rest are pretty decent. It's all about getting the best out of them. And of course, Arne Slot spoke about in terms of getting, the rotation in terms of the quality, in terms of again getting them players game ready in that sense. And tonight was a perfect example. Not so much the first half, but especially the second half. You saw Liverpool's attacking quality. Every time Liverpool went forward, we created a big chance in that sense as well. So look, I'm very much happy with the attacking performance, especially again Diogo Jota's performance as well. But I think for me, again, even Cody Gakpo getting 2 goals, I do think there is a conversation there for Arne Slot on, what does he, or, does he play Luis Diaz? Does he play Cody Gakpo? Again, you can have a lot worse options to play from, but I do think Liverpool do have a problem in that sense of you've got 2 very good players at the minute playing very, very good. And it's, of course, you can substitute one for the other, but I think there is a real headache, I think, for Arne Slot in terms of Cody Gakpo and Luis Diaz on who starts, because when the both of them are playing at the minute, they're both having a massive impact on Liverpool games. You look at the weekend, Luis Diaz was doing it. You look at a week ago, Cody Gakpo was doing it at the San Siro again tonight. Cody Gakpo once again having a really, really good game for me. I don't know about you guys as well, but I think it is a real conundrum where, as Cal said earlier, that I do think it is a headache for Arne Slot, because it's a good headache. I'm not going to say that it's not a good one. But again, the fact we've got now, quality on the left-hand side that's performing as well, I think that's such a very, very good thing as well for Liverpool as well. And look, I'm looking forward to seeing, again, obviously more of Luis Diaz, Cody Gakpo on the left, obviously Federico Chiesa as well, getting his first start for Liverpool tonight. I thought that was amazing as well. So look, I hopefully it's a really good time for Liverpool's forwards as well. But let me quickly scroll back up. Sorry, guys. Guys, the Wolves away will be harder than we think. Absolutely. 5:30 game as well. They'll be up for 100%. Cody, man of the match for Bob. Man of the match Gakpo as well. To be fair, he was my man of the match. It was between him and Jota, but I think I'll give it to Cody as well. But needed minutes for the fringe players. No injuries, though. Through to the next round. And Agent Ten Hag delivered a draw. Did they draw? I haven't seen any other result. I've just seen the Liverpool result. Did they draw, chat? That's unbelievable. I wasn't worried about Cody, but it's nice to see Chiesa and Jota getting combinations. Yeah, 100%. Especially Federico Chiesa. I think, him having a really, really good performance again today. Again, him getting the assist as well for obviously Diogo Jota's first goal. And look, we can speak about defensive problems. I think, look, to be a bit negative, obviously there was a few incidences where, especially in the first half, where it was a bit chaotic. We speak about Arne Slot wanting control from games of football, and I thought that first half we didn't control anything. And that's just my opinion. I think, look, we got back into the game, but certainly, off set pieces, we were losing the second balls and so on. And again, we wasn't doing the correct things. And in the second half, we changed that. We again, we won more of our duels, we won more tackles, more deceptions. The second balls were a lot better as well. And that, I think, what made us win that game. And I think, look, of course, obviously the impacts of the forwards and so on. But again, I think obviously the defenders as well. I thought obviously Joel Konza had a bit of a meh game, but in the first half, and then second half was pretty decent. Obviously locking up Jarrod Bowen and so on as well. So I think, look, that these, again, the confidence as well during the game, I think that's a huge thing as well. I think, I was screaming at Curtis Jones, by the way, and with Tarawendo. I was like, do better. But look, yeah, they had a very, very good game at the end as well. But the bigger balls then as well, who are doing well, mate. Did you clock that we play Brighton in the Prem and Anfield as well? Was this back-to-back fixtures? Back-to-back fixtures against them. That'd be lovely, wouldn't it? Like, I hate when that happens, but again, not the best then. But I expect the Carabao Cup team to be rotated compared to the Prem team. Anyway, but big up Nicola as well, saying considering the team we play in, I am satisfied. Slot rested a lot of players for Saturday and always and pleasant visit to Wolves. Yeah, 100%. Obviously, yeah, Virgil van Dijk, Trent. Gravenberch, I think that was the big one in getting Ryan Gravenberch rest. Obviously would have liked McAllister and Salah to again being rested a bit more, but like again, Mo Salah's an absolute freak of nature anyway. But again, looking at the games coming up, again, it's thick and fast when we talk about it. Like again, think about it a week ago, we were speaking about Milan and so on. But just looking at Liverpool's next few games, we've got Wolves on the weekend. We've then got Bologna, then in the Champions League, Palace, then away, and then the international break. So, 3 tough games coming up. Wolves 5:30. That's going to be a really, really tough one. Bologna, again, obviously coming back from last year, really good season. Obviously a bit different this year without Thiago Motta. But again, Palace 12:30. That's going to be a horrific game. And then we've got Chelsea then after the international break, which should be fun, shouldn't it, chap? But Jones was much better in the second half. I would agree, 1,000% Bob. I don't know anything about Bologna. Well, of course, we'll do a post-match for it. We'll do a match preview for it, I should say. And we'll, of course, we'll speak about it. But yeah, Bologna, they were a really, really good team last year under Thiago Motta. I haven't seen so much of them this year, but Thiago Motta really got the best out of them last year, 100%. 13th in Serie A currently, though. Yeah, exactly. Like, I don't know who manages them, but again, obviously, it's a massive impact when you've got such a good manager there in terms of Thiago Motta. Of course, I think even Calaflori as well. I think he was a big impact on all of that team, and of course him leaving doesn't really help them either. But look, I think obviously going into the next couple of weeks, obviously we can keep the momentum going. If we can beat Wolves on the weekend as well, look, it's all about keeping in tabs with City and Arsenal and so on as well. When we talk about of course, the title race and so on. Like we can't really be speaking about title races at this time, but for me at the moment, of course, it's all about focusing on ourselves, but also, again, we minimally, at the very least, we expect Champions League football at the end of the season. And look, the more and more points we can rack up, of course, the better. Wolves away, it's a tough place to go. If we can do that on the weekend, that would be brilliant, and then even in the Champions League as well, getting another win in that, of course, considering that's now a league table, that would be, even better as well, to be fair. But I think obviously, going back onto tonight, I think obviously major positives, obviously Cody Gakpo getting 2 goals, Diogo Jota getting 2 goals, Mo Salah as well as on the score sheet, Chiesa getting his debut in as well. I think, looking at it, Endo and Jones, a bit frustrating in the first half, but then second half got a lot better as well. The defense obviously keeping just the one, obviously just conceding the 1 goal, which was good as well, which again is great in that sense. Who was your man of the match, Con? Cody Gakpo was my man of the match. Thought again every attack that he went through was good. It was between him and Jota instantly for me. At least anyway. I don't know about you guys anyway, but it was between them two for me. But Gakpo, Diaz on the left, Salah, Chiesa on the right, and Jota Nunez as the centre forward sounds good. Yeah, exactly. And look, we're covered in quality in that. Again, for me, we've only got one truly world class forward, and that's Mohamed Salah. The rest of them are very good on their day. Again, Chiesa, we've not seen enough of him to make a judgment on him. Of course, we've seen him at Juventus and obviously in the Champions League and so on as well, but we've not been able to get our own grasp on him yet. so far he looks really, really good. You know, I think if Chiesa was on the pitch when Trent was on the pitch, I think you'd be finding him, in behind a ton. You know, there was loads of situations tonight where he looked like he wanted to get in behind. Obviously, couldn't because, of course, like obviously we didn't have the players that could do that. But I think if Trent was on the pitch or Gravenberch, I think Chiesa would have got even a goal. I think tonight there were so many runs in behind that he was doing and wasn't getting picked up as well. One thing you need to get minutes, but Morton looked decent. Yeah, it was a bit decent. Decent. I was a bit gutted that Tyler Morton didn't start. I thought that we would have played a three of Morton, Endo and Jones. That was my midfield for tonight. But again, we went with a 4-4-2 type system, and look, it worked in the end. But it would have been nice to see more of Tyler Morton. Obviously, considering look, he hasn't played any games of football at the moment anyway, but of course like there's a lot of football still to be played anyway. But I am going to leave it there for tonight, guys. Anyway, but apologies that it isn't a longer show for you guys. Like I said, we are back to normal now as well. Look, we did have a week off. We're now back to normal again. Hopefully everyone's good. Hopefully everyone's okay with that. Apologies if you're not, but look, we did have a week off and now we're back. But thoughts on Big Ibu Kanate not on the bench? Sound, rest him, wrap him in cotton wool, because I think it's quite clearly obvious now that he is without a doubt the partner for Virgil van Dijk. I think at the start of the season, I think all of us were questioning, is it going to be Konza? Is it going to be Kanate? I think now it's clear that Arne Slot thinks Kanate is the number 2 behind Virgil van Dijk, and I think it is in that order. I think when we're talking about centre halves, I think obviously Van Dijk's first, Kanate second, Konza third, and then Joe Gomez fourth. As well, I think that's where Arne Slot stands at the moment. Anyway, but in my opinion, Endo can still be counted on as a backup number 6. He was quite good tonight. I thought he did struggle first half. Second half, he was better. I would agree. I still think Liverpool need a 6. Personally, I still think Liverpool need a 6. More so on the playing side. Like I think Liverpool, in the attack, I think for me personally, Liverpool need to go and sign a number 6, because I feel like Endo, in terms of build-up, does struggle. And how, again, when you compare him to a Gravenberch and how well Gravenberch has done so far, I think when you compare the two, again, defensively, sure, and I think Endo should stay, because if you need someone to stay on or come on and, do that James Milner role in that sense, come on, make sure you get all 3 points, pretty much end the game in that sense. Again, Wataru Endo would be perfect for that. And I think, look, to have a player like that in your squad, I think is the right move to have. But I would be surprised maybe at the end of the season, maybe Endo might leave. But again, obviously that's for the future. Well, of course, we'll speak about that. Anyway, but obviously the main important things, again, Liverpool getting 3 points, Liverpool going through to the next round of the Carabao Cup. Of course, we will play Brighton in that as well. And yeah, hopefully, we'll hopefully we'll get some good news as well on tomorrow or Friday. Obviously concerning Alisson, of course, it does look unlikely he will play, but hopefully with the press conference on Friday, we'll find out a bit more. Hopefully he'll be fine to play. Anyway, fingers crossed. But look, I think it will be Keller. And look, Keller's done quite good, hasn't he, chat, for the last 2 games. Anyway, but look, all good, no injuries. Hopefully, we go into the game now against Wolves full of confidence. And yeah, look, it's hopefully we have a good game against Brighton as well in the next couple of weeks. Anyway, but if you are new around here, of course, please hit the like button, hit the subscribe button anyway. And yeah, I will see you guys tomorrow. We're going to do a show tomorrow at 9. Might be more on tonight, but again, we'll talk. We might even talk about Luis Diaz and Cody Gakpo a bit more as well. But get your guys as well. So 9 o'clock tomorrow on YouTube. We'll be here anyway. But yeah, until next time, guys. So that's gonna be it from me, Ivan Connor from the Cop Council. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Ta-ra.